William Lawrence, Professor of Political Science and International Relations at the American University, a former US diplomat. William, thanks very much for joining us. Always good to have you. So what do you make of this latest reversal then? Hard to really know which way Trump is going.
It was surprising, it was shocking, but it's not just the flip. It's the fact that he's been vilifying Republican Congress people that had broken with him in the harshest terms, using the same terms he uses for his worst political enemies. You know, that all of the talking points he had about how, he was totally innocent and this was all a fabrication. You know, I mean, everything flipped on its head. And now he's saying, well, everything just proves that I'm innocent and forget everything I've been saying for the last few weeks and months on this issue, that this was a Democratic hoax and a fabrication. Now he's saying all the Republicans should vote for the thing he was opposed. I mean, he went so far as to bringing one of his closest political allies, Lauren Boebert, into the Situation Room in the White House and browbeat her, to reverse her vote. She was one of the 218 that voted to bring it to the floor in the House, and it's as if none of that had happened. So we're used to Trump flipping, but we're not used to Trump flipping in a way that undermines everything he's been saying on an issue for weeks and months.
What we have seen from the files so far, though, William, well, it doesn't bode well for Donald Trump. Some of what's been released, and this is from Jeffrey Epstein, we have to bear that in mind, said that Donald Trump knew all about the girls and was described as the dog that hasn't barked. I mean, do you think there is dangerous information that may come out that could be a threat to him?
I do. I think by reversing his vote and by trying to manage things, Trump doesn't think so. And I think he thinks he can control the worst side of the story from coming out. 2/3 of the emails mentioned Trump, of the 2,300 that were released, 2/3 of them, more than anyone else by miles. And it's all about whether or not Trump would reveal what he knew and about this liaison he had with one of the girls for several hours, I believe in Epstein's kitchen or in his house. And so that's part of it. There are many other threads of the story coming out. One of the most interesting is that Epstein himself was a financier and was involved in finding sort of Eastern European ways to launder money for himself, for clients and others. And I'm wondering whether Trump, who was shut off by the New York banks for years for all of his bankruptcies and bad debt, was involved with Epstein in nefarious financial deals as well. But one thing is 100% clear to nearly everyone looking at this issue. Trump's hiding something, we don't know what.
And how divisive has this been within Trump's loyal base? Because, of course, he campaigned on this point, saying that he would release all of the files and then did his first U-turn on that before reversing his path once again. Is that a problem for him too?
Absolutely. And if you sort of imagine his supporters as going from the softest to the most extreme. It was the most extreme supporters that were the most upset about this, because for 8 years, and particularly in last year's campaign, Trump had said he would release all the files because it revealed all of the Democratic pedophilia and Democratic corruption, when in fact he's more mentioned than anyone else in the files. So it was the people who were most conspirationally minded towards the Democrats and towards the establishment in general who were the most vocal and still the most vocal about releasing the files, including his most ardent right-wing supporters, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, Thomas Massie, and others. And those were the ones who were breaking first with him. So when your most ardent supporters are the ones who are the angriest at you, you've got to do something.
William, thank you very much indeed. We will watch this one very carefully, as I know you will too. William Lawrence there, joining us from the United States.